Okay, this is like lesson 13 or something on, either newbie mistakes or things that can go wrong. But we left our batteries. There are 3 batteries in this vehicle. There's the engine battery, and then there are 2 chassis batteries, what they call house batteries. And we left them on a couple of nights, and they were dead one morning. So in any case, we've done all this damage to these batteries. They were old anyway. That's something. And so we're buying new batteries right now. We're at Advance Auto in Pennsylvania near Scranton. And I've heard a lot about Scranton, Pennsylvania. But anyway, we're getting them replaced now. The guy's matching up the kind of batteries that we need. You don't just throw in a car battery, you get a marine and RV battery. It goes in here and does all this. So we're learning as we go. This is RV life, what nomads do, and we're learning a lot, and here he is.
He's gonna help you find a battery, right?
Yes, thanks. So I'll go in there right now and check out which battery I need.
All right.
Take care.
I'm at the Ephrata Cloister, which was established by some Germanic Seventh-day Adventists. I have to check the year again. Ephrata is in Pennsylvania. Really beautiful grounds. They're closed due to COVID, but it says you can still walk around. Has a smell that's really old. I like that. I've never seen a cloister that looks like pioneer times or made of wood. I'm used to seeing very sturdy stone ones in Europe. This is the stone oven. A cute little shed, separate from other buildings in case it catches fire. This is so interesting to me. Also, over here, I think it might have been a school because it had a kind of like a poster on the wall that had German in a very old font. Just like might have been used a couple hundred years ago. Garden surrounded by a fence, I presume, so the deer will not crawl in there and eat everything. Look at this old cellar on the outside that goes down. I think of that as very American. You see that in the middle of America as well. The hinges are very European on the doors. It's a little hard to see. Grounds are very well kept here. Beautiful. Stone and wood. Let's see if we can look in the window. It's like a dining room. Yeah, very big fireplace too. The sun came out, turning into a beautiful day. Now, I like cemeteries. I like to look at the names. I like to look at the years, and sometimes they have interesting things, descriptors of the people. One time I saw one that said, she was a force of nature. I don't know if that was good or bad. What a lovely wall. In memory of Dietrich and Margarete, father and mother of the tribe of Fahenstock in the United States, who immigrated from Prussia in 1726 and settled near Ephrata, we reverence these, our most worthy progenitors, erected by the tribe in 1878. Wow. Hier ruht Christine Fahenstock, geboren den 18. September 1763, starb den 19. März 1853, alt 89 Jahre, 6 Monate und Etat, I think it says.
Hello, I'm gonna make a quick video for my German-speaking friends, so bear with me. I'm gonna translate simultaneously. Wir sind jetzt in Ephrata, Pennsylvania. Es gibt viele deutschsprachige Leute, die hierher gekommen sind im frühen 18. Jahrhunderte. Und hier sind einige von den Gemeinden, die hier gekommen sind, die Seventh-day Adventists, 7-Tag-Adventisten. So a lot of German speakers came here in the early 1800s. This looks like a community that's from the Seventh-day Adventists. They were here clearly for religious freedom. So it's an incredible number of groups that are here. You have the Amish who came also in that time. You have the Mennonites who came a little bit later on. All of them are German speaking. So you have lots of German names in this area. Es kamen viele von den Amish auch gleichzeitig, und auch die Mennoniten. Die Mennoniten sind mehr bekannt in Deutschland und Österreich. Ja, und die sind hier nach Amerika gekommen, um Freiheit, religiöse Freiheit zu bekommen. So, jetzt fangen wir an mit einiger Geschichte. All right, here we are in Amish country near Lancaster, Pennsylvania. We just thought I'd give you some visuals here as we talk a little bit. These farms here by the Amish are run without electricity, and a lot of dairy, a lot of corn. Of course, these people have Germanic roots, and I explained in German in the previous video that they came in the early 1700s to this area and just kept coming. The Amish, old order Amish, still hold to very strict moral code and also no electricity. So they have a lot of kids, and they use mules and horses to basically do the hard labor. And they produce, I read, more than a farmer with a tractor.
That's amazing.
So that's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
But it is definitely a way of life that many people misunderstand. They came here for religious freedom, and so there was another group that also came in called the Mennonites. There are various denominations and various types of Mennonites. You have some that are very conservative, almost Amish, but the Amish are a different branch of German religious person that came over, Christians. And then you also have regular Mennonites that look just like other denominations, you know, Baptist, Methodist, and Presbyterian. So you have the broad spectrum. But in the Amish communities, they're all pretty conservative. Okay, so what do we see out here? Yes.
The Amish were named from a man whose last name was Aman. He was Swiss, and later the Mennonites split off from them. And I thought, that's interesting to know where the name Amish came from. They speak a dialect of German. A lot of times you hear Pennsylvania Dutch. Dutch is not actually Dutch from the Netherlands, but Deutsch, or German. And so that's really strange.
And when we speak German to them, they understand our German, even though it's High German, and theirs is the dialect of that.
And that's because when they go to church, they read from a High German Bible.
Yeah.
So they do have an understanding of German, but not, they don't use it in their everyday speech, the High German.
Tell us some of the things that you see out here in the countryside.
Well, they always use clotheslines to dry their clothes, and it's an Amish farm if the clothes are certain colors. So the men wear dark.
There's one to the right coming up.
Yep. No, it's hard to see out the window. So the ladies wear certain colors like mauve, lavender, light greens are allowed, dark greens, kind of a burgundy color are allowed for their dresses, and the men wear dark pants and white shirts.
With suspenders.
Yes, and a certain kind of hat. And different regions of Amish have different rules, like the brim of their hat has to be 1.5 inch, or at other places maybe it's 2 inches. And some Amish on their buggies allow rubber tires. That might be in Indiana or Ohio. I'm sure some of you know a lot more than I do about that. And other Amish groups only allow wooden tires. So we're going to come into a town called Intercourse,
which is near Lancaster.
Yes, and
we go straight here. Is that correct?
I believe so. And more in a minute.
Not there yet.
We're coming up to this church, and oh, horse and buggy sighting. This is how the Amish get around. Okay, this is not an Amish church because they meet in homes, but I wanted you to see the graveyard. This is real common in America. Some of our friends are watching from Europe. Yep, this is a cemetery, and when we run out of space, we bury them somewhere else. So Pennsylvania has the largest population of Amish with about 81,000. And some other states are Indiana, Ohio, even Iowa, North Carolina, and there are even some in Mexico.
They're out west as well.
That's true. There's a population in Montana. In the United States, there are about 350,000 Amish. Their population is growing because they have large families. They are allowed to leave the Amish faith at a certain point in their teenage years, but once they're baptized, they are committed.
Hi, we are over by the wagon. There's this little tiny place for kids to go. We want it all.
I spoke German with the Amish lady in a store, and her accent was so American. I couldn't believe it. and some things we didn't understand each other, but I would say maybe 75% she understood as far as Hochdeutsch. She said the only Hochdeutsch they use is when they read the Bible.
What's Hochdeutsch?
High German, and then they use English Bible if they don't understand that. But at home they speak basically a dialect, and it sounds to me like they throw in a lot of English. Like she sounded something like this. She said, "Es war ganz different," in that American accent. It really freaked me out. And she was like 80 years old.
What does that mean?
She was telling me something, dialect was very different. Then she said, I can't remember the word for different. And I told her in German, and then she was like, oh yeah. There's a real mix of Amish and non-Amish living near each other. Beautiful time of day.
It's about 4:30, I guess.
Yes. The names of some of the towns around Lancaster that tend to be Amish are Bird in Hand. We already told you about intercourse. Apparently there's also a town called Fertility.
And Strasbourg.
Yes, very Germanic. I like farm country.
It's a little bit of a challenge in a 32-foot RV.
Look at this barn, how they open up on the sides. It almost looks like fabric, the way they have designed that. I've never seen that before, and I don't know how they do it, but it's like the planks pull out. Maybe there's a hinge at the top to let air in. Okay, yeah honey, it is a challenge. We're gonna turn right on Strasbourg Pike.
Okay, I want to go down the Strasbourg Pike. That's on down.
Beautiful wooden quilt on the side of this barn. Amish are also known for making quilts, and they do a lot of dairy. They make cheeses and wooden toys, and they also sell a lot of food products, jams and things that they've made from scratch. Here's another clothesline. By the way, they use a pulley system to hang their clothes out from usually from a second-story window, and then they use a pulley to, get them closer to them.
Do I go left here?
That was a Mennonite church. Yes, turn left here on Pioneer Road.
Okay.
Earlier we passed an Amish school. The children were outside in their Amish clothing, so it's very clearly an Amish school.
They go through to the 8th grade, and then they stop and go to work on the farm or in a store.
Right. And they stopped and stared at our RV, and I waved and they waved. Wow, look at this red. That is beautiful. Getting a little darker, but you can see we're passing cornfields. It's awesome.
So here we are again. We're still in Pennsylvania, and it's been great. We've joined a group called Harvest Host, and by the way, this is not a paid promotion for them. But we stayed one night at a goat farm.
Wait, tell us what Harvest Host is.
A Harvest Host is a kind of a online place to find places to camp for free. And it's the people who are in it are wineries, breweries, little farms. And so you can buy some of their merchandise. You don't have to, but it's free camping, and you learn and you meet people and you learn new stuff. And the first night we stayed was at a goat farm. The second
Yummy
one,
goat cheese.
yeah, we got some goat cheese and some carrot something soup, I think. And then the next night was a brewery. And then we stayed at here at the tannery. It's a tannery. So this is our third place, and it's awesome. So I want you to come over the rise here, and you can see where we are staying and what it looks like. We're out in the middle of a beautiful field of corn and they've planted some trees around, and it's at sunset. Lovely cover crop out there already planted around, and this cornfield, of course, has been harvested already and cut down. I guess they saved the stalks for their animals. So it's just a beautiful, beautiful day. So as you can see, this is the farm where we're staying at the tannery. And our rig is right behind the barn over here to the right of the silo. What a lovely life here. We're just going to chill this evening and relax and catch up on some videos and talk to some friends. And what else are we going to do, hon?
Relax.
Yeah, relaxing. We've had a pretty strenuous trip up to Maine, and we're coming back down. We're following the trees, and it's beautiful. And here, there's nowhere close to peak, but we've been in some peak colors, as you've seen from our previous videos. If you like these kinds of videos, feel free to subscribe and like it, and hit the bell so that you can be notified that we're doing this sort of thing. We're just starting out. It's not super professional, but we're having a lot of fun with RV Life Nomad. Talk to you later.
Okay, when I was in Intercourse, Pennsylvania, they have a lot of quilt shops. I am a quilter, and I thought this was such cool fabric. It has 62 national parks, and it's just already printed on there. You can make it into a quilt or pillows or whatever. And who can resist that when you're traveling across the United States visiting national parks, right?
Right.
Amish plowing with their horses. Amazing. I'm finally getting a good look at this type of barn construction for, I guess, for ventilation. And how clever is that? So the rain won't fall in from above, but you still get air. And it looks really cool too. It reminds me of a quilt. They're curing tobacco here. I gotta tell you, this tobacco smells good. I grew up in tobacco country in North Carolina. I've seen lots of tobacco drying like this, but not in a very long time. Just ain't nothing motorized here. Here is a look at the side of the barn in those slats. So it looks like they're held with metal piece that holds them out, kind of like windows in Germany. Beautiful Amish farm. Juggling walnuts at Gettysburg.
The wind's blowing.
Yes. Awesome.